Hi, everyone. Excuse me. Ever since COVID, it just seems like I wake up with a sore throat and I kind of battle it all day. But with this heat we've been having, and then at night there's been thunderstorms, and then of course there's fires, and they've been all around us. And I live in a valley, so the smoke kind of just gets in here, and so I apologize for constantly having to clear my throat. But I do want to tell you I found out more details about Skylar Meade and also what's going on with Ann Taylor. But first, let me just remind you everything I say in this video is my opinion only. It's alleged. I don't know any of the facts. This is just what I have read and from the different sources, from the newspaper, news channels, and online sources. But I'll go ahead and tell you about Meade, and then I'll fill you in on what's going on with Ann Taylor, who opened a private practice here just like less than a month ago. But first of all, this Skylar Meade was a prisoner at the Idaho Department of Corrections. He was in the Idaho State Penitentiary in southern Idaho. He had a cellmate. His name was Oppenheimer, and the cellmate was released from prison a few months back. And then in March, Skylar Meade did a self-inflicted wound that needed medical care. So the personnel at the prison made arrangements to take him to St. Alphonsus Hospital in Boise to get this self-inflicted wound taken care of. While they were there at the hospital, Oppenheimer was there, and he showed up and had see, I don't know. Nobody ever wants to say the GUN word, but I don't know how else to say it other than they had a shootout. And in this shootout, a Boise police officer was shot and injured. He was not killed. He did pull through. It was kind of touch and go there for a while. There were other patients in the hospital who were injured because of these two yahoos. But they stole a vehicle, I don't know, in Boise, and they headed this way towards north central Idaho. They came up to Nez Perce County, and they went to the home of Herbert Mauney, Mauney, and Mr. Mauney was 82 years old. These two guys they're young and like, buff, and they just literally beat this poor man to death, stole his car, and that was in Nez Perce County that they did that. That's the county I live in. And then they drove further up the river. They went into Clearwater County, and there was a man up there, and I'm sorry, I don't know his name, but he was a friend of Oppenheimer's, and they did the same thing with him, just beat him to death and took his car. And here in north central Idaho, it's less than 5 hours to the Canadian border. And I can tell you that especially in the middle of the night, there's not a lot of traffic. It would have been so easy for these guys just to drive north and go into Canada. My former husband's dad had acreage up on the Canadian border, and I'll tell you, it's not that difficult to go into Canada that way. And I don't know where these guys were escaped convicts. It might have been a little bit hard, but you kind of just drive down a few roads, and there's no big fence or anything to stop you from going across. I mean, it's been years since I've been up there, but that's how it used to be. But anyway, instead of doing what like somebody with connected brain cells would do, these two jamokes headed south, where of course there was a huge dragnet and everybody was looking for them, and they were captured. They were out of the prison for less than 32 hours, and in that time allegedly they had killed two men, injured I don't know how many, including a Boise police officer. So in Ada County, he went up before the judge. He was charged with uh, attempting to escape prison. He was charged with the shootings, and he was given a life sentence by the judge in Ada County. Then he was sent up here to Nez Perce County, and that's where Ann Taylor comes in. So about, I believe it was July 15th, Ann Taylor resigned as, I keep wanting to say prosecuting attorney, but she resigned as a defense attorney and public defense attorney. That's what I want to say. She resigned as a public defense attorney and was hired by the state. They now have a state public attorney's office, and she was hired by the state, and I believe she was hired to run this office. And so now she is continuing her representation of Kohberger and now with Meade, but she's doing it on a contract basis because the same day she retired from the Kootenai County Public Defender's Office, she put the paperwork in with the state to open up a private practice, Ann Taylor LLC. So, she's basically like a 1099 contractor with the state in representing these people. And someplace, I believe it was Lewiston Morning Tribune, said that she was being paid $800 a week to represent Kohberger, and they said they didn't know what she would be charging for Meade. It hasn't been, again, I'm sorry, it hasn't been decided if Meade is facing a death sentence or not. I think they're kind of leaning that way, especially when Ann Taylor shows up for the arraignment. At the arraignment, he stood silent, so the judge entered a not guilty plea for him, and then he will have to go to Clearwater County and face the same type of a charge for the death of the man in Clearwater County. Allegedly. I mean, not allegedly. He will have to go and face those charges that he allegedly killed the man in Clearwater County and allegedly killed the man in Nez Perce County. You know, I do believe in the presumption of innocence. It's afforded to all of us under the Constitution. And when those attorneys stand up with Brian Kohberger in court and say, Mr. Kohberger is so innocent, we believe in his innocence. Well, yes, we all do. Anybody who's a United States citizen should automatically believe in his innocence, because it's the job of the prosecutor to enlighten us and make it without a doubt so that we know who did this. But so that's where we are with Meade and Taylor. If you have any questions, please let me know. I love all of your comments. It's been great getting to know some of you and reconnecting with those of you that were on my channel 12 years ago when I started this. I I know this is a complete turnaround from the content that I used to do, but it's been kind of fun for me. Um, anyway, so the comments, I wanted to tell you, I, because of comments, especially from one of my subscribers, which I'm going to do a video specifically about the comments that she raised, and that one will be coming soon. It's just been so darn hot here that I haven't been putting videos out like what I want to. And also, I want to do that drive and show you guys the drive that the car and the telephone associated with what happened on the night of the 4 college students losing their lives. I want to show you what that route is like. And I have a bracket that fits in my windshield for my phone, but on these it was 108 degrees out, and I was filming, and it stopped in the middle because my phone was literally cooking. So now that it's cooled off a little bit, I'm hoping to get that one done as well. I think I finished up my research on the cell towers, so that is coming soon. So when I do that drive, I want to be able to explain the cell towers and point out exactly what I'm talking about. And I think that will shed quite a bit of light for you on this. Anyway, please leave me a comment, whether if I agree with you or not, whether if you guys agree with me or not. I'll never delete your comments. I'll always try to address them. And if you like this video, it would be nice to hit the like. And of course, I would appreciate your subscription. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.